back. The storm caused us to be cut off. Deal Breakers Day 2, Part 2. Um, and we are live again. Deal Breakers Day 2, Part 2. We are here and we were talking about all the things that will make you say no to her. So we are back, everyone, and we're going to keep going. And even if you can't stay on, we are just going to go through, and you can always watch it later. If you can stay on with us, we appreciate it. And we're going to just keep going through the deal breakers because we loved your comments. We're going to go through all of them, and then we'll tell you what the homework is, and I will post the homework um, in the Facebook group. Yes. So again, the first person to answer, the person that came to the live and they answered it, they're going to be the one that win for today. Like Tasha? Yeah. So we're going to continue. We're going to continue right now. And so one of the deal breakers that came up was that she lives too far away. Some people said location was very important to them. She lives too far away. And let's see, hold on. Has that been important to anyone here? She lives too far away. Yep. Because if she is not, willing to relocate, then that's a deal breaker for a lot of people because she's not willing to relocate. Yeah.
Thank you guys for jumping back on. I see some of you guys are coming back on. Yeah. Definitely appreciate it.
Put some comments in so that we'll know that you're back on. Put some comments in here so we'll know. Oh wow. What about V came back on?
Yeah, so Martina said she has to take care of her mother, so relocating, wouldn't be an option.
Ideal option for her. Understandable. That is understandable. And that's why when you have to take care of your mother, you want somebody who's family oriented.
Absolutely.
Because they need to understand that. Right. They need to understand that. Okay, now what about she keeps you waiting? She's always late for your dates or phone calls. That's like a deal breaker, maybe a red flag too.
Yeah, because I feel like if they're constantly like late or just kind of leave you waiting, then that's not being considerable of that person or that other person.
That is not there. They don't respect your time. Oh, and this is a big one. What about the lies? Oh. What about for no apparent reason? You find that she is always lying all the time.
Yeah, just for no reason. Just
some people just lie. Yeah. And that's a big thing because maybe she's lying because she's hiding something. Oh, yeah. She's hiding something. So yeah. Okay. And then what about the one that's hooked on their ex? There's some people who cannot get away from the ex. She's constantly talking about her ex. If y'all have experienced that, put a 1 in the comment. You meet a woman and her initial conversation and the conversation the whole way through is about her ex. I think I've experienced that.
Yeah. She needs to go back to her
ex. Yeah, you meet a woman and it's all about her ex. All about her ex. Okay, and then what's the next one? Broken.
I don't know that she needs to be fixed or.
Yeah, when the person is broken. Because we've lived long lives. And lots of us have gone through a lot of things. Some of us have worked on ourselves, and some of us have not. And if you meet a woman who has not worked on herself, who's not worked on her issues, then she'll seem like she needs to be fixed.
Right. Vertel said, to go back to the last question, what about the lies? And she said that you're cheating, but she's the one cheating.
Oh, they do that. Women do that. People in relationships, they do that, and I think that's a red flag. I think it's a red flag because when the person is always accusing you of cheating, that's when in your mind you have to think, why is cheating on her mind? Right. Why is cheating on her mind? Why is she always accusing me and I'm just home or I'm just going to work, coming home and I'm being accused, So yeah, thanks, V. That's definitely a deal breaker and a red flag. Mm-hmm. What about when her conversation is just full of negative talk, critical talk?
Negative Nancy. Everything's negative.
Yeah, she's always criticizing people, maybe criticizing you all the time, criticizing your family members. Somebody who's negative.
Constantly like just negative in every situation. Like there's nothing ever any positivity. Everything is always something negative.
Yeah, so definitely pick up on that. Pick up on when the person is negative and is not bringing any sunshine to your day, then that should be like a sign and a deal breaker. What did Christine say about broken?
Christine said people are very hard to love or can't let you love them.
Yeah, yeah. And then the thing is, when you meet somebody who's broken, Christine, then that hurts you because you don't even know if it's you. You don't even know why can't she just love me like,
Right.
unconditionally or 100%. But if the person is broken and can't really love themselves, it's going to be so hard for them to give to you, and it's hard for you to understand. And that's when you have to just, walk away, refer her to the therapist, and you walk away. That's true. That's true. Okay, now here's some little cute ones that maybe not so cute. Hygiene, we talk about bad breath, or that is her hygiene and grooming habits. Hygiene and grooming habits. Hygiene and grooming habits are deal breakers. They're deal breakers.
To me, I feel like when you meet someone, it's all in how they present themselves.
Yeah.
So if she, meets you and then she's not groomed properly, that's a turn off.
No, no, please do not present. Well, I know no one is in this group is going to present themselves to a woman on the first, second, third, or fourth, or fifth date and not be properly groomed because we're having a conversation. So I know no one in this group would present themselves to a woman unless they are looking fabulous.
Some people do.
And you could wear a t-shirt and your gym shorts, but as long as you washed it, it's clean, you brush your teeth, you took care of your face, you get the cold out your eyes, all that stuff. Don't present yourself to a woman any other way. Right? So then we have the person that's a bad kisser. What about a bad kisser? Is that a deal breaker, y'all? Or can y'all teach somebody how to kiss? Can you teach somebody what you like in those intimate areas? Or are those deal breakers?
Just to piggyback on the last one, Christine says she once went out with the finest woman ever, but the first kiss was killer. She said the breath was horrible.
Kiss you with that breath, Christina. I don't know. But lots of times people can't tell when, there's an issue there. They can't tell for themselves, or else she would have tried to kiss you.
Yeah, yeah. Tina said she went through a period where she was super scruffy. She said she don't know. She said right now her hair is less to be desired.
But I have a scruffy period or scruffy years where where I wear my sweats all the time, but I'm gonna get nice sweats. I'm gonna get sweats that are matching that I can wear out to places. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be matching.
Yeah. And Tina, we all go through those phases. I mean, it's one thing if it's just a phase or you've been having a not so good day and so you're clean as far as your body parts, but you just don't put on, your Sunday's best just on a t-shirt and stuff like that. I mean, I totally get it, but as far as just presenting yourself overall to that person you're dating and you're just like,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, okay, it's okay to walk around the house looking a certain way, but truly, y'all, initially when you're dating somebody, you have to look your best. I mean, you could have the sweats on,
sure,
you could have the t-shirt on, whatever. Let it be clean and smell good. That's what I'm saying. Be clean and smell good. Okay, we talked about the bad kisser. We're talking about intimate things like a bad kisser or someone who's not, 100% the way you want in those areas of intimacy in bed and everything. Would you try to teach them? Would you try to direct them, or are you walking away like, nah, I'm not in so deep on this one. I'm just gonna let this one go. Would you try to teach the person? Put a number one, or tell us something. Tell us if you would try to teach somebody how to be what you want in those intimate areas. Yeah. What did somebody say?
Vertel said, does her beard count because you are used to a woman with beard? I have a beard for lockdown, but in other regular people give me a hard time for women with a beard.
They give you a hard time.
Yeah, I mean, Ratel, in my opinion, I mean, if that individual is for you, if that young lady is for you, she's going to take all of you. You know what I mean? When she initially meets you, she can clearly see that you have a beard, and that's either like something she's attracted to or she's not. So that should be something that you'll know in the very beginning whether or not she loves your beard or it's a no go.
Because some women just don't like to shave, and they might want to be. You have a beard. Some women might have very long underarm hairs, hair everywhere. Some women might not like to shave, and some women might be really into that hair. So stick with. You got to be authentic. Be who you are, and the person who is a good match for you, your ideal partner, is going to love every bit of who you are.
That's true.
And that's what we're trying to do. So I mean, sometimes somebody doesn't love every little single thing, but it should be a little thing. It shouldn't be big things that you're walking away from, that you turn away from, that you don't love. Let it be a little thing, that y'all can work with. But if somebody doesn't like the big thing, if you meet somebody and right away she's dogging you out about the beard, then that's not for you. Let her go.
Absolutely. Takia said, is that how am I pronouncing it correctly? Takia said, she don't shave, and Takia, that's all right. That's quite all right. It's just that person that you meet, essentially when you first meet her, make sure that's out in the open and y'all talk about that, because she could love that. That could be perfectly fine. She's like, oh man, I love that you don't shave.
Yep.
But then for some people, they're like, not so much.
Yeah, some people want a woman to be clean shaven, and some people love the fact that a woman doesn't shave. You know, and we talked about. Well, yeah, no one has anyone said you would teach her, you would walk away from a woman who's a bad kisser, or who is not the way you would like her to be in bed. Did anyone say they would walk away? Bernie said try. Bernie.
I think we were saying like give some sort of effort when it comes to like maintenance of yourself and the hygiene and the way you carry yourself. I think that's what she was trying to say.
Okay. Give us a one if you would try to teach someone how you like to be kissed or how you like to be loved. Give us a one if you would try to teach. If you wouldn't try to teach the person, just put a two in the just put a two down there, and we know that you're just walking away from that one. It's too much work, too much effort. Yeah. Put a two if you're walking away. Any ones and twos? What do we have? Need a psychic. Okay, okay. What about the person that's a bad communicator? The person who she often just responds to you with one word answers.
Oh, that would drive me nuts, you guys. That would drive me nuts.
No conversation for you.
Yeah, because that means that she can't go a conversation, or I don't know, is something else occupying her time, or something that.
Because right now in the age of technology, you might meet the person who always just wants to text. She always wants to text, but then you get her on the phone, she has nothing to say. You meet her in person, she might have nothing to say. Would that be a turn off? Would that be because maybe somebody likes a quiet type?
Right.
Somebody might like a quiet type.
To piggyback on the last question, Tina said yes if they're a willing student. So I guess if they're willing and open to learn to, be a better kisser or.
Bernie said bye. Bernie said you say bye on the communication or bye on the teaching some intimacy tips. It might be bye on both.
Yes. Christine said bring it with you when you come. So I guess you got to be able to kiss and do everything when you get to Christine.
Because y'all are saying by this age, like most of us are 40 and over, so y'all are saying by this age the person should know. No, people might know, but everyone likes things differently.
That's true.
What if her last ex told her, I want this way, and that's what she got used to?
Right.
Now she gets to you, she's kissing a certain way, making love a certain way, and you're like, hold on.
Tammy said, "Oh Lord." Takia said, "No, I'm an intellectual." Deborah said, "Non-communicator is a deal breaker." And
we have to be able to talk. We have to be able to communicate. Some people are quiet, and some people can deal with somebody who's extremely quiet.
Right. Laura says she has to be mentally stimulated, so you definitely have to be able to communicate and talk.
Okay. Now, when we talked about somebody who's rude before, but if somebody is rude for no reason, cutting people down for no reason, or just rude to you for no reason, then that could be a red flag that she may have possibly some serious other issues going on.
Right.
So think about that. If you meet somebody and she seems rude for no reason, mark that on your red flag category that she might have some issues going on.
Yeah, because if she's rude, then that's going to be all the way around. She's going to be rude to you, the people around her, the waiter, just random people. It's just,
Your family, your mother. Oh,
oh,
if she's rude to your mother, that's a, oh no, we walking away. Then we got no. Nobody should be rude to your family members.
right,
Rude,
right.
what about rude to your children?
Yeah, no, no.
Got to walk away from that one.
Yeah,
Got to walk
yeah.
away from that one.
Okay,
With
with
your
your
sexuality,
sexuality.
Debbie
Okay,
said you
yeah.
can communicate with your sexuality.
Christine said she can't deal with rude people.
Mhm.
And Tammy said there needs to be verbal communication.
Yeah, communication and positive communication, not the rude
Right.
kind, not
Right.
rude, not the rude kind.
Bernie said rudeness will never be tolerated. Yeah, I agree, Bernie.
Yeah,
That's a deal
I
breaker.
agree. But there's so many women I've seen on other sites, and so many women will say, "Oh, people keep telling me they don't like the way I talk," and the other women are amening it and saying, "Forget them, drop them, forget them." And I'm like, "What about working on yourself?
Yeah, that's a
what
good point.
what about working on the issues that are causing you to be so hard in life, to be so negative in life?" Yep. Okay, what about toxic? What's your definition of toxic?
Yeah.
Somebody put in the comments, what is your definition of a toxic person? Is it, is it someone who just brings a lot of negativity to your life?
Drama.
Drama? Is this someone after you spend time with them, you just feel drained?
Right.
You spend time with the person, maybe you feel angry for no reason.
Yeah.
You
Or
feel,
they're just a taker. Like you just feel drained, like Simone said. They just take, take, take.
you just feel stressed by spending time with this person. Have y'all been running into toxic people, or have you been in a toxic relationship, or do you have toxic people in your life now?
Or
And
just
maybe,
toxic behavior.
right, and maybe it's not a relationship person, but family members can be toxic too. Sometimes you have to walk away from toxicity. But yeah, if y'all
trickle down.
yeah, if y'all have experienced that, put that. Okay, we talking. The next one says gross manners, but that's something that Debbie already said, eating with your mouth open and things like that.
Oh, goodness.
So we would say the way she eats with her mouth open, the way she chews her gum, and all other kind of stuff. Now, what about the person that's not trustworthy? And that's one thing that a lot of people said that they had to have when we did the lesson yesterday, and they answered the question. They said they have to have somebody who's trustworthy. You can't, what reasons could she give you to not trust her? And that's probably like a whole slew of reasons, but what reasons could somebody give you to not trust her? One thing that V said, always talking about cheating. Why is she always talking about cheating? You know,
Right.
why is she always talking about cheating? What reason could she give you to not trust her? Tell us. Bernie says she's not tolerating toxicity. Yeah, toxic people can just add so much stress to your life.
Yeah, Tina says this year she dropped all toxic people and loved them from afar.
That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. What about trust, y'all? What are some reasons that a person can give you to not trust them? No trust.
So, you just had to explain toxic to the fullest. Bernie said. Deborah said poison does not have their own mind, does everything uh, to you.
Mm-hmm.
Shakia says someone who is detrimental to their own health or who doesn't seek care, who has the potential to be detrimental to someone else's health.
That's right. When they're not taking care of their own health, they're bringing you down too. They're bringing you down too if you're the one that has to keep putting them back together.
Right.
Keep picking them up or keep dealing with the stress or just that negative energy that they leave all in your life when they come through. Yeah.
Right. So Christina said, trust is everything. If I can't trust you, how can I trust you with my love and my feelings? Yeah. Tina said, trust when they have that constant side eye in a relationship where you have to question yourself.
Yeah. Trust is important.
Definitely.
And then when you find the person that's the ideal partner, when you find the one, trust is a non-issue.
Right.
It's like something that's just ingrained in your relationship. You don't have to seek it. You don't have to define it. Nothing. Like with Tasha, I don't have to think on a daily basis. Can I trust her? Is she loyal? Is she trustworthy?
Right.
That's just a given, and it's just part of the relationship, part of it's just like breathing.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's like breathing. You shouldn't have to think, can I trust this person?
Christine said, I have to be able to trust what you say and what you do.
Mhm. We talked about the person who doesn't communicate much, and then we also have talks too much or talk too little. Some people might talk too much. And we did talk about poor hygiene already. What about the person who maybe you just met her and she's talking, we said kinky over here, but and she's having all these sexual conversations too early. Is that a deal breaker?
Mm.
If a person is you just met her, you're trying to get to know her and she keeps wanting to introduce all these different and not like regular sexual things, just like over the top. She wants to go over the top with her conversation in the area of sex and things like that. Would that be a deal breaker for you?
Good question.
Yeah. Put
Tammy said she needs 100% trust.
100%.
I agree.
Yep. What's the deal breaker when it comes to sexual conversation? What's the deal breaker? Is there a line that you draw? Are you able to say to the person, you know, I'm not there yet with you. I would appreciate it if
Refrain from that.
if we
Yeah.
refrain from that comment. But you might walk away if she's being just too graphic and she doesn't hardly know you and she's being so
Right.
graphic and everything else. You might walk away from that.
Yeah.
Yep.
That being overbearing
Yeah.
and a turn off. Yeah.
That'll be a turn off. Now, what about poor grammar? There's one thing I learned before, like I met this girl and she was from a deep part of Florida. She was from a part of Florida that had a very, very southern accent. I couldn't really understand what she was saying because it was
Oh.
so deep. I had to listen closely. And so I told this to one of my friends, and my friend told me, don't judge her on that. It's just the dialect of the area.
Mm.
That's what they said. So can y'all deal with that? Can y'all deal with poor grammar or a dialect that's different from yours, but it sounds like it's poor grammar? Is that something that's a deal breaker for anyone? Talk to us about Put a one in the comment if poor grammar is a deal breaker. I think Takia might say it's a deal breaker. I think she might say it's a deal breaker.
Tammy said not to keenness on the first day.
Not on the first day, right?
Yeah, I agree, Tammy. That much like when
Yeah.
we first meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know if poor grammar is a deal breaker or if you also can give somebody uh, a little leeway if they're just talking in a way that's consistent with the region of the country they're from. You
Mm.
know, if that's how everyone talks there.
Right.
You know, even teachers in schools and so on and so forth, they talk that way, and everyone just talks that way. So from where you're from, it sounds like really bad. It sounds like poor grammar, but from where they're from, everyone talks that way.
Yeah, Tina said yes, but she would want to teach them, I guess.
Oh, Tina, you want to teach them proper English? Do you? Oh, or are we talking about something else? Are we talking about teach them English, or what are we talking about, Tina?
Um, Christine said I have to have someone that can hold an intellectual conversation or intelligent conversation. Otherwise, it'd be a deal breaker.
Okay, but
Laura
Christine,
said she's a southern country with a sailor mouth.
what does Akia say?
Yes, because I have to be able to take you to different things.
That's it. That's it.
I can
But
I can agree with that, Takia.
but what about what Christine said? She said she has to have someone that can hold a intelligent conversation. So, Christine, what about if the conversation is intelligent, but it has that, I don't know.
Well, Bernie said it depends, but Ebonics all the time doesn't work for her.
Right. You know what doesn't work for me at all, Tasha? Profanity.
Um,
Some people talk in profanity. Have y'all?
like
Y'all yeah,
literally every word
yeah.
or
Some people
every other
talk. That's how
word.
they talk, and we love our friends who talk that way. It's
Yeah.
okay. But as far as a relationship, Tasha knows I don't like profanity. I don't like my wife using profane language like that's the person's everyday language.
But I'm human, you guys. So
I never hear it from her.
every
She
now and
might.
then one slips. I might drop an F bomb.
No, y'all. I have never heard an F bomb from her the whole time we've been together. it might slip when she's with her friends,
Right,
but
right.
she doesn't talk like that with
Yeah,
me.
I don't do it around Simone, but I'm human and I'm not perfect. So yeah, they
Yeah,
slip every now and then. But
but profanity is like as a way of life. Some people are okay with it. That's okay. I'm not
yeah,
gonna, but is it because we're just talking about things that might be a deal breaker for some, might not be a deal breaker for some. That's what we're talking about. So it's not any judgment, y'all. It's not any judgment on anyone. It's just like you might be able to deal with profanity or poor grammar, whereas the other person is saying that's a deal breaker.
no. So Tina said it's the teacher in her that will want to help the person. Martell said not trying to help them. Tina again said it's a difference between poor grammar and ignorance.
Okay, okay,
Tammy
okay,
said constant cursing is a deal breaker for me. I need to have intelligent conversation.
okay,
Christine says she loves a person with southern accent.
okay.
Um, Martell said I'm from New England and on vacation people from the South and past talk slow.
So, oh, people,
Takia says she hood.
yeah,
So let me see. Takia also said, however, I can move around in versatile settings.
yeah,
But Tammy said I cannot do profanity constantly.
right. As a
And
way of conversating, just normally the curse words are just coming out. Yeah,
right. And Bernie just said, like Simone said, absolutely no judgment, just preferences.
right. No judgment. Everybody's list of deal breakers is going to be different. So
Absolutely.
we're just throwing some stuff out there.
Yep.
Some stuff out there. What about the person that's unreliable? I know we need reliability. Can you depend on her?
That's important.
Can you depend on her? Is she going to show up for you?
Right.
Can you depend on her for anything? Can you depend on her to show up for your date? Can you depend on her like, hey, if you need a ride,
Right.
my car broke down, I need somebody to pick me up, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Or just to be there for you emotionally, like emotional support. It don't know have to be like, can you pick me up or something, but emotionally, is she there or is she unavailable?
Like I said, like how Tasha helps out, taking my mother to the doctor or buying her or going shopping for my mother with her groceries and stuff. That's reliability.
Right, right. So Laura says she's intelligent, but she does use profanity. Tina said, like Medea, Medea be trying to sound all proper and still sounding country, but she is trying.
She's trying.
And Takia said, absolutely. And Bernie said, no.
Okay.
Let's see. So Christine says she has to be able to depend on her mate because she can always depend on her. She got to be ride or die. Yes, Christine, I'm with you on that one, girl. Yes.
And Tasha can always depend on.
Yes.
What about the person who has a lack of ambition? She doesn't have any plans, any goals, any dreams, or a vision for the future. Can you be with a person who has a lack of ambition? Because there's a lot of people out there. And be honest with yourself. If
Yeah.
everything else is in line with this person and I fall in love with this person, but she doesn't have a vision. Maybe she's just going along with whatever I do, or she doesn't have any ambition. She's happy to, just work at Walmart or the grocery store.
Or just kind of like tag along on your coattail.
She's not trying to rise above anything and has no vision. I mean, we're not judging that person, but is that person someone you can have a relationship with,
Right.
or is that a deal,
Deal
breaker for
breaker.
you? Can you have a relationship with a person who has no ambition?
So Christine and Tam, are you guys saying no that you cannot date someone that doesn't have ambition?
Uh,
Tina
yeah.
says she's learning reliability. She said, I have had only myself to rely on for a long time, and so no one made me accountable.
Okay, okay. Dreams, hobbies, and ambition.
So Tammy said that the woman has to have dreams, hobbies, and ambition. And I totally agree, Tammy. Yeah, I agree because I feel like that person still has to have things in place for themselves, so they can just grow as a person and be able to spend time with their self. If their partner is working or doing their own hobbies.
You have to have your own life.
Right.
Just not hanging on and waiting for you to come home to make her day fun.
Right.
She has to have her own thing going.
Britta said no to lack of ambition, but she has an ex that appeared to lack ambition, and now she is a go getter.
So what do you think?
People can change.
But are we willing at this point in life to wait for the change? You know,
Right. Are you willing to stick around for them to show
yeah.
you
Are
that
we
they're
willing
go getters?
to wait for the change? All right. What about the person who is okay? Here we are. No car. No car. Does she depend on you to be her Uber? I mean, like in cities like New York, where you can take the train and things like that, people don't have cars.
Right. So that may
They don't
not
use
be
our
applicable.
cars.
Right.
Right. But down here in Georgia, you cannot get from point A to point B most of the time unless you have a car.
Right.
And if you meet a girl down here and she doesn't have a car, guess what? Then you're her new Uber or Lyft driver.
No, thank you.
You would be her new Uber or Lyft driver.